Hello, and welcome to the Quever channel. I am Jason, your host. And I hope you're having a good day. I'm just going to have my medication. Yes, we are here. And now I forgot to let people know, because sometimes it doesn't announce things, so let me just go down here. Just going to send a message on the forum to let people know that cookie live. We will talk about Yep. Hello, PSS 674. Hi. Hiya. You know the routine. I'll do all the basics of getting the food ready. We're going to have steak pie, and some croquettes, some potatoes and carrots. So I'll start that going. Before we chat about what we're going to chat, I'll get the food going so that I don't get distracted, because it's very easy to get distracted. No. Right, so how's your day going, PSS? The potatoes are here. Potatoes. There's the potatoes. Yeah, the potatoes are on. This one. Then we get the carrots on. Potatoes and the carrots, we get them going because this is what we do. We're going to talk about the miscreants of the internet, people who abuse the anonymous situation, the way you can be anonymous, the people that, but they're not all, you can't tar them all with the same feather. You can't say, oh, they're all sort of a bit of you. Oh, because I've known a lot of trolls. And so we'll discuss it. I've got a lot of experience with this in the past. There we are. All that's done. We'll put this away. I'm having a good morning down here with my friends. I'm going to be chatting. And I'm making food. Everything is good. Been there. Then we'll sort the dog's food. We know the routine. We get the dog's food done. We get that done. And then from that point in time, a bit more water in there. It needs a little bit more water in there. Yeah. That's enough water for the carrots. The carrots on. We have that part done. It's always like a routine for me to get all these bits and pieces done before we start chatting, or I get distracted. It's very easy for me to get distracted, isn't it? Especially when we talk about interesting things. we've got that. We need dry food for the dogs. Their morning meal isn't usually gigantic because sometimes they don't eat it. So we don't put too much in. And that, they have a bigger meal later in the day. No. If it's something we need to talk about. Hello, Epidus. Hello, Epidus. So yeah, we're going to talk about trolls and that because I've got a lot of experience with them. So I think today it's going to be mackerel. I'm going to give the dog on top of their food. They get a tin of mackerel. Oh, it's in brine. I'm going to have to get rid of the brine. Brine isn't good to give to dogs. Right, so mackerel. Let's put some of that there. And then, yes, Bertie, you'll get some, don't worry. So the doggies are getting their food. Alright, and still needing a spoon. Still needing a spoon. Right, there we go. Right, give the doggies their food first. There we are. Okay, everything's done. We are all ready for it. Now, there's different levels of trolls. There's different levels of trolls. Epidus, how is the sound? Because you're the one who said that the sound of this mic here wasn't very good, so I need you to let me know whether the sound's okay at the moment for you. Yeah, kind of weird. Okay, so there's different levels of trolls. There's different types of trolls. So let's first of all define what I call the master trolls. These are not the kind of people who do frivolous stuff. They're not the kind of people who will just trash someone for no reason. They're not the kind of people who will are the kind of people we deal with. We don't deal with master trolls. The kind of people we see at master trolls and griefers, we don't see them. You hardly ever see them. These people are artists. They kick ass. They do things that you wouldn't believe. They will, if they want to prove a point, like to, for example, they might infiltrate a lesbian community or a feminist community, or they might infiltrate a Christian community. But the thing with a master troll is they usually never get caught. A master troll will go into a Christian community or a Jewish community or a part of the Ku Klux Klan, KKKs. They'll get themselves involved with any kind of Black Lives Matters. They'll infiltrate any kind of community. And we are talking 6 to 12 months or even years they will spend in these communities trolling. And people never realize it's a troll. They are so good at what they do that, and what they get out of it, it's like a mountain to climb. Beryl, Bertie, no, go on, good dog. Bertie was trying to eat food. So, a true troll, one of these master trolls, isn't in it to ridicule people. They do this kind of thing because it's a challenge. Because someone once said to them probably that, oh, we'd know if you weren't a girl. Things like that. And so they will challenge themselves, and it becomes like a their Everest is to get into
They're ever best. Master trolls, you don't ever know they're a master troll. They can be a part of a community forever. It's people from the Something Awful forum, some of the members of Goon Swarm and Goon people in EVE Online. These people have master trolls are extremely intelligent. They can pull off anything. They're really good, but you don't see them often. What you more see is the mid-range. Now, the mid-range are different. So let's look at the basic psychology of the mid-range. Some of the mid-range do it just for fun. Bertie, come here, Bertie. You can't have Bertie. Come over here and let her have her food. She's eating, and it's important that she eat. So, I don't know with you, Frosty. The jury's out on you at the moment still because of some of the things you say sometimes just make my radar kick off. I don't know why, but they do. But not to the point where I'm anything against you. I don't have anything against trolls. I don't. Oops, we've got to turn the thing, you know. No, but you can't have any. Beryl's. It's Beryl's food. She needs her food at the moment. You know? Sorry, but you can't steal her food. Look at that, there we are. That's all fine now. Right. So, mid-range trolls vary massively. You've got the ones that just do it for entertainment. They're okay. They're the ones that are just having a bit of fun. They enjoy the banter. They enjoy the challenge and that. They're not invested so much that they will go to the levels of a master troll, but they enjoy being part of a community that they normally wouldn't be. These are trolls that are there to discover, to learn, are interesting. Mid-range trolls can be just that, just trolling, and mid-range trolls can become friends, they can become enemies, they can go in, but there's a lot of different types of trolls. There's the type, and what I call the low-hanging fruit, the ne'er-do-wells, the ones that cause a lot of the griefing, what cause the pain, what cause the suffering. And these are the people that do it for what I class as the sad reasons. And it is sad. I don't hate trolls. Don't hate trolls or griefers. Because trolls and griefers, when you get to the lower end of the troll spectrum, it interfaces with what you'd call griefers, people who do hurt people. And the thing is this. The lower end ones want to hurt. They want to damage someone. They want to control the situation. Now, usually this is because they don't have any control in real life. And this is why I don't hate them, because the psychology is very basic. It's sad. Maybe their job, if they're an adult, their job, they're controlled by their manager, they're controlled by their boss, they're controlled by the thingy. They're pissed off, they're annoyed, they've got all these problems at work, but they can't lash out because they'll lose their jobs. They can't fight the system. They're not in a position to. So when they get at home from work at night, they log on and they want to be in control of someone else. They want to be in control of the situation. And this is the thing, it's the power balance thing. At work, they can't be in control. If they're a child, at school, their teachers are in control. Their mother and father are in control. Their parents are in control. Their grandparents are in control. Their older sister, their older brother's in control. Very much you trolls, this kind of lower tier trolls and griefers, come from this idea that sadly, somewhere in their life, they're controlled by someone else and they want to hit back. And they can't hit back at the person who's doing it to them. Maybe they've been abused. Maybe they've had a real problem. Maybe they're in an abusive relationship. People, you lash out. And so these are the people that can be the most nasty, most violent, most destructive. These are the people with, in their minds, a justifiable reason to be a complete bastard to everyone. They've had real problems in their life. And instead of sorting those problems out or trying to deal with it in a positive way, they go down this, which makes them feel better. But it hurts a lot of people. This is where the doxers come from. This is where the griefers come from. This is where the ones that try to trash munchies or try to trash a person who is dealing with all the kind of things I do. They will hook into things, they will hook into, and they will have no limits. They have no limits in what they will say. They are true because of where they come from, because of the nastiness that they face themselves in their life. They have basically turned it on its head. People like me, people like a lot of the people I know, we have had a lot of pain. We've dealt with a lot of crap. We've faced death and all those things. And instead of going down the dark path, we instead try to make other people happy. When my wife died, when everything went to hell, when I had cancer, when I basically said, fuck you, universe, this is unfair, why am I facing this? I could have very easily gone down that dark path. But instead, when I started this channel, it was all about, okay, so I'm fucked. I'm completely fucked. But maybe I can make it so that someone else doesn't face this kind of crap alone. Maybe I can make it so that someone else smiles, so I can make someone smile, that I can make someone have a better day, even if I can't smile sometimes, even if I've got all the shit I'm dealing with, I can that, and that's the difference. But the trolls, these griefers, these nasty little ne'er-do-wells, they're not evil. They've just... Yeah, it's just the sad thing is, the really sad thing about the low-level trolls and the low-level griefers is they could do so much. They have the skills. They figure out things. They figure out how to hurt someone. They're intelligent. They can formulate things. They can get under someone's skin. For example, I mean, it didn't really bother me when the troll said to me, we're going to get your wife's ashes and put them in a yogurt and force you to eat them. Because it rolled off my back because I knew where it was coming from. I knew what it was. They were trying to hurt me, and they didn't. But the crazy thing is that these very same people, the very same trolls and griefers that attack munchies, that go through the thingy of creating scripts so that they can rejoin very fast if you ban them, that they create these scripts of racist music and all that, and racist sayings that will kick in as soon as they're in a position, that these same people who will create or use the crasher mods in games, or try to trash or denial of service, these same people are the same people who could actually kick ass against Russia, who could, instead of going after people like me or munchies and that because they want to control them, they could actually put all that intent to start doing cyber warfare against the Russian systems, against the Taliban, against ISIS, against the terrorists of the world. That all that knowledge that they use to find out about someone, to find where they live, to dox them and all that, that same technology, that same intent they could put towards, there's some really shitty people in the world. There's some really nasty people in the world who deserve it. At the moment, there is a massive electronic warfare battle going on between China and the UK and Europe and the West, between Russia and the UK and Russia and thingy. It's happening all the time. And these kind of people, if they could focus themselves could turn what they do into a positive. Get together with some of the anonymous members, which there is quite a few still around, and wreck the Russian websites. Break into the Russian main state website, the place where they tell people when they're going to be called up, the place where they tell people all the lies, and put videos from Ukraine with the torturing, the crap that's going on there. Hack into the state media and all these kind of... They say, oh, we couldn't do that. Bullshit. If you can spend your time to find and intent to find out someone's home address, if you can explore these things, if you can work with the dark web, if you can go through all that kind of stuff, if you can have the intent to cause damage and grief in that to someone who's just trying to create, or a place like Munchies or something like that, if you turn that kind of intent against some of the fucked up enemies, and I mean the entire enemies of the human race who aren't in it to be positive at all, they could do something good. And that's the sad thing. These low-level people who spend all their time figuring out all these things to damage and destroy its community, to trash people and that could be used to help people fighting for their lives, to help stop the kind of crappy bullshit that's going on with the Taliban. They think, oh no, we can't stop them. Yeah, but you could affect their recruitment system. You could affect the way ISIS and the Taliban use social media to try to get people to go over there and kill people. That kind of thing that we're talking about. So I know trolls watch this channel sometimes. That's the thing that I say. And I'm not talking to you, Frosty, on this. This is just I'm focusing on it because it's important. Because we've got a hell of a lot of really smart people, and a lot of trolls are actually really smart. The way they work to get past the EAC stuff and to get back into... If they choose, say, something like Munchies that they want to break down, the way they find the best way to cause... Because they know they're going to get banned. They know they've only got 5-10 seconds. They know they're going over soon. And the way they do it is pretty amazing some of the times. And the thing is, if they put that kind of intent to helping instead of harming, they may make a difference. And I've always said the most important thing in the world, most important thing that you can do, it's not the big things, it's not the massive things out there. If you can make a positive difference to one person in the world, just one person, and I'm talking just one person, if you can make one sentient being on this fucking planet have a slightly better day, then you're amazing. If you can just make that one little difference to someone out. And there's a lot of people at the moment that are suffering in the world. There's a lot of things like the Taliban and ISIS and radicalization going on. If all the trolls got together and all those people who troll and tried to and trolled the actual Taliban and trolled ISIS and trolled all these radicalization places and actually turn their message against them and made it so people saw them for what they were, that would be amazing. This was one of the basic ideas behind Anonymous. Anonymous, the way the hackers came together to fight things. It wasn't about making money, because it never made money. It was not about anything like that. It was not about destroying things. It was about fighting against, creating a legion of expert people, trolls, griefers, hackers. And I'm not talking about the modern slang for hackers. I'm talking the old school idea of hackers. The ones that would basically break into a bank just to leave a message on the screen and say, please fix your security because it sucks, and let the people at the bank know that this is how we got into your system and things like that. It's all about, white hat hackers. And that's been going on since the 80s and before. I can happily say no, that I was involved with some of that right in the early days. But back then, there was a lot more white hat, a lot more innocent, a lot more people just wanted to do it. The places you would break into were basically, it was just our Everest. We wanted to see if we could break these systems that have been created to stop us. But we never did any harm when we were in there. We never damaged anything. We never released any viruses. All we did was usually left a message saying, hey, fix your shit. It sucks. Your security sucks. Please fix it. And that happens a lot still. And a lot of those people now work for the penetration testing and security testing and systems analyst jobs, because they do that for a living now, to try to help finding the single points of failure in a business. So that's what that's evolved into. But yeah, these kind of people that use it for the negative, that same intent that they put into it for the negative, there is so many really horrible groups out there that you can help against. And that's the crazy thing. You don't have to look far to see the radicalization and the Taliban and places like that, and the fundamental terrorists and that. They're all using technology now. All of these hackers, the Taliban and everything, they all use media. And that's their weakness for people who do this kind of thing, who could help take them down. The Russian government, in the way it's trying to force people to go to the front line when they don't want to, they could help with that. Make their website a laughingstock and things like that. I know it's difficult. I know it's dangerous. Oh yes, it's dangerous. But you'd be doing something actually to help. That's the sad thing about the trolls. The trolls have a massive amount of energy, and unfortunately it's directed usually against just anybody they think they can take down or do harm to, or trash. I mean, we all know. Why would you trash me? What have I done that's so bad? Oh my God, I was on the news a few times trying to explain how for a disabled person the cost of living crisis is harder to deal with. That was my crime. That was my crime, that I dared to stand up and say this. And then they saw my computers and my thingy and technology, and it's like, oh, you're a bad person, we're going to take you down, without actually talking to me or finding out who I was, without actually understanding that most of my technology is donated to me, or I've had to sell things in the house to be able to have them. And it's all part of my treatment. But I never hated them. I never hated the griefers and the doctors and that. They're just people. Misdirected most of it. Yeah, that's a sad thing. They're willing to trash something like Munchies, a place where it's all a community of creative people who want to just create and be happy. And they don't put in. So that's the sad part. That's why it's sad about it. That is why it's sad that they don't put the effort in and do the risky stuff and fight for something that's worth fighting for. Yeah, I was on the news. And I got absolutely trashed. Here's a bit of advice to you. It doesn't work for me because of how I am, but here's a bit of advice for you. If you're going to be on the news, make sure that you understand it from the other person's point of view. See, I did a video and I was very proud of it. I did a video, I was interviewed and I was so happy about it. I was so happy about it. Doing this video, showing how all this technology kept me thingy. But unfortunately, the article just, because people don't understand using this kind of technology, all that the people out there saw when I was complaining about how much more costs there are for someone who's disabled in this kind of situation is, oh, he's got enough money to have a computer, he should sell that computer. And basically, I got completely and totally trashed. The complete message that was meant to be sent got destroyed. And that's a sad thing. It was meant to be a story about just the thing is, how a story works is this. When you go to the news, you will do a story with them, and then it goes into what's called syndication. Now, syndication means anywhere in the world, someone can pick up that story, and they can put their own slant on it, and you don't have any control of that story at that point. So some of the places that pulled it, 2 pictures from my website or 2 pictures of my VR setup and that, and they put it on the front page of their thingy, so it looked like I was someone who had thousands of pounds worth of VR headset and that, but I was complaining that I didn't have enough money for food. Now, we know that my computers and that are mainly bought by me selling stuff, and it's all to do with my disability, and I need all this to function and deal with the world. That my VR headset were given to me by Valve and things like that. But that didn't get through on the article, and an normal average everyday person on the street does not know anything about that. And so I was seen as basically, I was trashed, and then the trolls picked up on it and found out about me and investigated me and found my address and gave out my address and caused me a lot of harassment. And it sucks. It sucks. It went down a very dark path for me. People contacted the RSPCA and said, this person hasn't got enough money to eat, take his dogs away. That's what they did. They said, how can you look after your dogs if you can't afford to eat? So they did that. They gave up my address. They gave out details about my wife. They did searches through my entire history and then started spreading information about me. Because you know how honest I am. They brought up all the stuff about me wearing a diaper. Yeah, I wore a diaper. I wore an adult diaper, and I did videos about it because it's such a taboo subject, and people shouldn't feel ashamed of that. When I had bowel cancer, after I had bowel cancer can affect your gastric system, and I had no control of that part of my body for a while. And so I had to wear a diaper. Yeah. I did those videos about that, so people can know that you don't have to be ashamed that there's reasons for this happened, that you didn't want to get bowel cancer, it's quite common for people who've got bowel cancer to lose control of their bodily functions and have to wear a diaper and that. Why should that be a negative? Why should that be a thingy? It's not something they think. So I explained all that. I don't anymore. I don't have to anymore. But yeah, they bring all kinds of crap like that up. It's really sad. So that meant, you know what that meant? That meant that these trolls, these griefers, went through and watched all of my 6,000 plus fucking videos to find out the information. They literally they watched nearly all of my videos, because how did I know that they watched all of my videos? Because a lot of my videos from the past started to get dislikes. Videos that hadn't been watched by anyone for like years. and they actually went back and actually watched all of my videos to get information on me. It's crazy. That kind of effort could have been put to positive means. That kind of effort could have been put towards helping someone, or finding a lost person, or doing something with it that was a positive. And instead, they just want to burn someone and destroy them. Now, has this stopped me talking to the press? No. If the press comes to me, and sometimes I get a call and they'll ask me about disability and how I'm handling all this kind of thing, my opinions on different things, I will talk to them and answer them. Just because I get trashed, I'm not going to stop being who I am. I'm still going to stand up and say things, because someone has to, and someone has to talk for the disabled people, because disabled people get ignored. People don't realise just how harsh all of this kind of thing that's going on are for disabled people. Disabled people, a lot of them are on the minimum amount of money, and when the prices go up for cost of living, it makes it so much worse. So someone's got to stand up and say, I don't say it for me, I never have said it for me, I say it for everyone else. Hello, Tenacious, yay. They both ate their food. Bertie tried to eat Beryl's food. I had to give him a love to stop him from eating her version while she was eating it, because she deserves her food too, Bertiekins. Yeah, Bertiekins. But yeah, it's sad that these kind of trolls and that, the effort they put into destruction could very easily be turned towards a positive, helping. And that is that's the sad thing. That's why I'm never angry at trolls. I don't hate trolls in any way, shape or form. I'm just sad that they can't see how much good they could do if they turned it to a positive. The sad thing about it all, they could so easily turn it to a positive. Yeah. It's far easier to do the crappy thing. It's the easy way out. What we do when we stand up, and every time I do a video where I open myself up and I tell people about something in my past, or talk about suicide or depression and everything, that's scary, because I know it'll give people ammunition. But I'm not going to stop doing it. I'm not going to stop being there for others, because I want, if nothing, I've always said this about my videos, and I'll upload this one as well today because I always upload them. And the thing is this: if 6 months in the future, 5 years from now, when I'm probably dead or something and gone, if someone watches my video and knows that they weren't alone, if one day one griefer watches my video and tries to change and tries to help people, then that's amazing. Just if I affect just one person with one of my videos and let them know that they're not alone in the stuff they're dealing with and the crap that's going on, then that is a wonderful legacy to me. That is an amazing legacy. If I can make a difference, if I can make someone in the future think about what they're doing and change in some way and decide to help people, that to me is absolutely amazing. Okay, let's get some. And that's one hell of a legacy to leave in the world, no matter what. To just help someone. To turn that negative into a creative.
And that's what drives me. That's why I'll never stop. I could have a very quiet life. I could have had a very cushy life. We know this. With all the stuff I've done, with the stuff like when Paola's, in the early days when I was playing EVE Online and doing the videos for that, and I had 600 plus people watching my Twitch streams and that, I could have turned that into one hell of a career with Twitch. I could have, and when I was my story in that was put in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and like there's Paola's paintings in the Animus and all that, I could have turned that into a thing of gaining a massive amount of followers and actually turning into a career in that. But that was never ever the point of anything I've ever done. The only legacy I want to leave is that at some point in time in the future, someone will watch one of my videos and they'll feel less lonely. They'll feel that they aren't the only one dealing with depression. They aren't the only one who's having to wear adult diapers because they've had bowel cancer. They aren't the only one dealing with panic and anxiety. They aren't the only one who's autistic and the medication isn't working for them. If there's just one person in the world in the future who watches one of my videos and it makes that kind of difference to him, then that's, to me, that is worth the briefing, it's worth the hassle, it's worth all of it. Because that's, I'm making a difference to someone who I'll never know, a stranger, and make their life better. I know I've already done that a lot. I know a lot of people contact me and say that I help them so much. And I love that because that's what it's about. People matter. People matter far more than money. People matter far more than the human condition, matters far more than all of the bullshit and crap and fakery. If I can make a difference, a real difference to a few people and make them smile and make their day better, help inspire them, then I'm happy. That's one hell of a thing. When my life ends, that's one hell of a legacy to leave to everybody. Okay, guys. And you, Tenacious, are my awesome friends. And that's the whole point. All of this is people that we brought together to help each other. That's the whole point of this community. Some people create these communities so that they can create more fans and they'll be able to get better things. I'll never be famous like that. And that's fine. Cool. We can make a difference to people. I mean, it's like the people that have joined our community and stick around and that, they all become part of this wonderful friendship that we have. It's beautiful. It really is. It's beautiful and splendiferous. So the doggies. Yeah, maybe just go to here. There we are. So the foodies is there. Yay! Foodie, Jimmy. Bertie's there. Hello, Bertie. Hello. Carol's over here. She's asleep. She's gone back asleep. Yeah, Tenacious is a wonderful member of the community, and he also is one of the people at the Munchies that does so awesome music, creative music. So, you're all splendiferous, you're all wonderful and my friends, and we have made a wonderful community.
You don't need to affect millions of people. You don't need to affect the world. Just affect those people around you in a positive way. Yeah. Yeah. We all deal with that. Why I switch from things so much so I don't. I switch around so much. The main reason that I can honestly say, no, I can't. I can honestly say that the reason that Tenacious is suffering from burnout is because he hasn't played enough Fallout 4. He hasn't played enough Fallout 4. That's why he's suffering burnout. Fallout 4 is not his favourite game. He is a dyed-in-the-wall lover of Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, like a full concussion land. Not enough Fallout, yeah. Oh, tried it. Okay. I'm going to go eat now, and I'll probably talk to most of you later on the Discord. That's nothing. You know I'd go over like 1,500 in the Discord games. I mean, come on. I've got to get him to laugh. People have to laugh. So, I laugh a lot. I have a good time sometimes. We've got some splendiferous people here. So I will say bye-bye for now. I'm going to eat, and then I'll be on the... Probably do some bits and pieces on the Discord. And then I will see you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye for now, you wonderful special people.